We are going to talk about the streaming data, how we can perform the streaming data analytics in AWS using the AWS Redshift. So we have a data warehousing solution, analytics solution in AWS Redshift. And what we want to do is we want to somehow, get the real-time data up to the up to the Amazon Redshift, and then the user can perform the different analytics on top of it. So how we ingest the data from the outside the world, there are streaming data which are getting produced from social networking sites like Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest and Flickr, Reddit, those kind of, and as well, Instagram. So there are a lot of social networking sites. So those data, they are producing the data, a lot of data uh, per second. That is one kind of real time or streaming data. And the mobile applications, right? So a lot of mobile apps are there. They are also producing the lot of data, and also the system web logs. So there are different systems which produces lot of logs, and we as a user or as an analyst, we need to you know to have some mechanism to ingest the data into the system and put into the some kind of structure, some kind of data lake house, and then some kind of data warehousing solutions or analytics solution on top of it, so that they can analyze the data. So or it could be telemetry data, right? IoT devices data, and financial trading data, or geospatial data, the satellite data. So there are various use cases. There are various places where the today's world is producing a lot of streaming data, and we need to use their data and take the advantage of and perform the analytics on top of that data. So this is the lot of use cases which can fit into today's discussion. So what we are going to do is we are going to produce the data from the outside application, let's say some Python application or some Python program, as simple as that, and then we are going to create some AWS services, which is called Amazon Kinesis Data Stream within the AWS virtual private cloud, and then that AWS service would be reading the data from the outside Python program, and then then we will have Amazon Redshift, right, data warehousing. So that we are going to use how Amazon Redshift can be populated from the streaming data, and then we will have different type of reporting or analytics solution on top of that, like probably outside of the AWS, or it could be inside, like EMR cluster, or different. So once the data is there in the AWS, right, it can be used in multiple services within the AWS, or probably can be used by outside applications like TableView or Looker. So those kind of those kind of applications can use that data. So let's go ahead with first. We are going to create. First, we are going to see what steps we are going to take so that we can create some the system which can be used to read the streaming data, ingest that, and then try to view and see the data. Okay, so what we are going to need for today's infrastructure is we are going to need the AWS Kinesis data stream. Okay, this is one of the AWS service we are going to use. Then we are going to create one IAM role. So because they want to connect, right? AWS Kinesis stream and AWS Redshift. So we have to have one IAM role which tries to connect both of these. Okay, and Redshift wants to connect to the AWS data stream, And then we are going to launch the AWS Redshift and associate that AWS Redshift with the IAM role we have created in the step number 2. Then we are going to create the external schema. So that also we have already discussed in my prior videos that on the, or I think a federated query video is yet to come. So whenever any application like Redshift want to connect to other data, data data application like DynamoDB or RDS. So the data would be sitting in that RDS or DynamoDB, but AWS Redshift can connect those data sitting then and there using the external schema created within the AWS Redshift. Okay, we are going to talk about extensively for the federated queries in one of the other videos, but for the day, we are going to create the external schema in Redshift for that particular data streaming. Okay, then we are going to create the materialized view, and then we are going to refresh that materialized view on scheduled basis. We can create the scheduled and we can refresh that materialized view. Okay, so let's one by one we are let's create those resources. So let's go to this one. I have already created the resources, so this is very simple to create the Amazon data stream. Okay, so go to the Kinesis data stream. Okay, dashboards. You can go to the dashboard and see data streams. So I have two data streams. Okay, so let's see. Let me try to remove this data stream and then we'll create the again. Okay, I'm just let's. But these things takes time. Okay, let me cancel it. Let's. I will save this name from this name itself. I will create another again. Okay. So I would delete it. So it started deleting because it was already there. So I'll create the data stream again. Okay. So let's see how much time it take. So I think it is deleted. So let's create the data stream first. Okay. So I'll create the data stream. So I'll give this name. And I'm going to do the provisioned. Okay, so I'm not going to, there are two ways capacity mode. Okay, so I'm going to keep the provision sarts as one, simple, create the stream. So it may take a while. So by the time we are going to perform the step number second, let's do one thing. Okay, creating IAM role for Amazon Redshifts. So this is important. So I think it is created. So let's see. So yeah, this streaming has been, stream data stream has been created, simulator stream. Okay. So I named it a simulator stream. So now I am going to create the this one IAM management console. Okay. Go to the console. We are going to create the role. So I have created the role. So this is simple AWS Redshift role we can create. And the important thing is what we are going to attach with the this role. What is the policy we are going to attach, right? So let's see what is the policy. Okay, policy details. So if you look at the edit part and see the JSON, right? So this Redshift the Kinesis stream listing and Kinesis stream read stream, and these SID should be there for that policy. Okay, so that it should, that role is able to list the stream and read the stream. Okay, and then there are different actions you can couple with. Okay, so this policy needs to be attached with the role. So you know how to create the role. So but then the thing is, we need to take care of this. You know, uh, what policy it has. Okay, the third step is what is that? Third is launch Redshift and associate AWS Redshift with the IAM role, which is created in the step number 2. So we are going to create the Redshift cluster. So go to the cluster, create the clusters. Nothing new or nothing major important. Actually, simply the free tier Redshift cluster you can create for the learning purpose. Okay, you can create a production like cluster as well, but for time being, or maybe for this one, you can create the free tier. Okay, create it. But I have created already. So what you need to take care of is you need to go to the properties and you need to see that what role it has attached with. Okay, the IAM role, associated IAM role. So Kinesis Redshift role. So I have created this role, right? So this role has this policy. Okay, it has the streaming listing and the reading access. So this role I am going to connect with the. If it is not there, then what you can do is you can associate. You can click on. You can go to the cluster. You can go to the properties, and you can go to the. You can go to the where IAM role this section, and you manage IAM role and associate. Okay. Or you can modify the cluster. Go to the edit. Sorry, you can edit, and I think you can do from here as well. Okay, otherwise what you can do is go and see here, click on here, actions and see manage IAM role. You can go from here as well. So there are multiple ways of doing the same thing. Okay, so now I have the cluster. Okay, and this is my Redshift cluster. Okay, now what is the step number 3? Create external schema in the Redshift. So we are going to create the external schema in the Redshift. So what? So I would be using the the query. So how to query the data in the Redshift cluster? There are two editor actually, query editor 1 or query editor version number 2. So this is very good actually, query editor version number 2. So I like this. So let's see what we are going to do. So what is there in that, right? So we have a dev instance connected, Redshift cluster we have, and let's see what is there in the query number untitled one. Okay. Okay. So go to the Redshift cluster. What is there? Dev, we have dev database, we have test schema. I have created already the test schema. Okay. So what? How to do that? Create what needs to be there for creating a test schema is you can create the schema with the different name. Test schema one. Let's say I have created test schema one. From Kinesis, IAM role you need to give. IAM role of what? This one. This one. You can copy ARN of this and you can paste over here. So let me paste it again and I'm going to create the another schema. Okay. Test schema number 1. So just run it. See, it has been created. So test schema number 1, first thing is external schema we need to create, right? External schema. So that has been created. So second step is what? Create a schema, create materialized view. So step number second is to create the materialized view. So materialized simulator 2 we are going to create. So because it was already there. So create materialized view as simple as that in the in or other Oracle or SQL Server. So same kind of things we are going to create here. So there are these are the fields which are there in the schema dot simulate the streaming. Okay, these are the columns which are used. They are by default and used for the auditing purpose, right? So audit and log and diagnosis, right? That thing we can do it for monitoring purpose and all. When the data stream data came, what is the partition, what is the SARD ID, what is the sequence number, and what is the payload. So this is the data which is put into the that streaming data. This is only the streaming data, payload data, and from what is there in that is what is there. So, okay, state schema 1, this one, second number, okay. I'm going to use the test schema 1 and the simulator stream I'm going to use, and I'm going to create the simulator 2 as a materialized view. So let's run it. Let's see. Yeah, it has been created, simulator number 2. So first we have done, test schema number, the external schema we have created, then we have created the materialized view. Materialized view, while creating the materialized view, we need to name the materialized view and from where we are going to create test schema 1, which we have already created, right? If you refresh it, it should be coming. Right, in the development environment. So, test schema 1 has been created, right? So, using the, not sorry, using the this one, and the second step is using this and dot simulator stream. What is this simulator stream? This same streaming. Okay, where is the simulator stream? This one. So using that, you need to create the materialized view. In materialized view, there will be a payload and there are some auditing column. Okay, that we need to take care of. Now we are going to create the simulator. Refresh. We are going to create the refreshing the this one, and then we are going to view the data. So let me refresh it. I have refreshed it, and let me view it. So nothing is there in the this one. So this infrastructure we have created. Now what we are going to do is this part is not done, right? This external thing, right? I was talking about the Python program or something. Let's create one Python thing. So let me go to the Jupyter. Okay, from my system I'm opening the Jupyter notebook. So basically I have already created a Python program basically. So let I load a simulator. Okay. No. Okay. So this is the program, right? So what is going to do is this is creating the data on constant within 5 second. Okay. It will wait for 5 seconds and will be creating the data. You know, different kind of payload is going to create, and we are putting that record into this Kinesis data stream on constant basis, and like it happens from the streaming social media or any other IoT devices or any other log, and so they are constantly coming in, right? Similarly, we are going to simulate that behavior over here using the Python program which is sitting in my local system. Okay, what we are going to do using this program, we are going to connect with the AWS using the access key ID and password and the region name. We are going to create the using the Boto3 SDK for in Python to use the AWS services, and we are going to create the client, and then client instance we are going to create, and then that client instance we are going to fill from the Python program. Okay. So now let's go one by one. So what is going to happen? Create is we are importing some libraries in my Python program, and then streaming is the what is the name of the streaming? Simulator stream, the same name. If you go to the here and what is the streaming name, you can go simulator stream, right? So that you need to use into this one. Okay, and then Kinesis client. So Boto3.client is the this is the library. So you need to import this library which I have done, and then there is a client is a function, and we are going to give the Kinesis as a data service name, and then AWS access key ID is the access key ID, and this access secret key and the region name. These four things you need to give. Now where is these values? Okay, so let me go to the AWS and go to the IAM console dashboard. Okay. Now let's try to see where is that. Okay. Manage access keys. Let me go to the manage access key. So this is my account, and I will create the new access key. Okay. And I will download the file. So as soon as you download the file, you will have what happened? I'll don't. I think I'll remove this. Okay, I'll use this one. Okay. So this is the access key ID. Okay, and this is the password. So I'll copy access key. I have copied and go to the where? Okay, go to the Python. Okay, I'm going to paste it. Go back again. This is the access key ID and secret access key. So I'm just using it. App South one is my region, so this is not going to change. Let's see what is the region. So I will close it. Okay. So see this one PQ, right? So this PQ, this is active. Okay. This is already active, and it's created just now, right? September 17, 2022. Okay, fine. Okay, we can close this and okay, fine. Let's go to the program. Now there is a function put to the stream. So there are three things we are going to do. So randomly we are generating some number. Okay, and there is an timestamp we are generating from the calendar. Okay, now as a timestamp, and I'm putting into the property timestamp, and property value I'm putting some random number, and this is the constant value I'm going to give some. You can give some other number also, RD or something. Okay, put to stream. So this is the this is the function which I have defined over here. So I'm passing three values, and then I'm generating the payload. So payload what how I'm generating is prop is the field name, and string property value which is coming in. I'm going to assign it, and then I'm creating the three fields. Okay, timestamp, prop, and thing ID. Okay, then printing it, and then put response kinesis client which I have created in the beginning of the program, and then put record is the function within the client of this instance. So stream name you need to give the stream name, my stream name, the real AWS streaming name, and the data I'm going to give the JSON dumps payload. So in the JSON form I am going to place the data into in a payload. So this can be understood by the Kinesis data stream, and then partition key I am going to pass as a thing ID. Okay, so this thing is coming in. Okay, now as soon as I run the program, what it is going to happen is it is going to it is keep on writing. We this while true, this loop is going to run. Okay, after 5 seconds, it will generate another record. It will put into the Kinesis data stream. So currently, we know that there is no data, right? So I have refreshed the materialize view, and I have seen that we don't have any data, right, in the result set. Okay, nothing is there. So let's run the program and see how it behaves. So I'm going to click on run. See, data has been started putting in. See, after 5 seconds it is coming again. Okay, so the data keep on coming. Let's go to the now. Let's try to refresh it. So I'm going to run this. Material, I'm going to refresh the simulator to IntelliView view and then viewing the data. So it start coming in, right? See, partition key came, this is constant, third ID it has come, right? Sequence number, it is automatically generated number, it's a big number basically. And the real payload it is coming as a, if you select only the payload, you will see payload. I'm going to refresh it again, okay? I'm going to run it again. So this time there will be more record. So if you look at here, so there will be like 11 record that has been created. So it will keep on increasing because my streaming application is producing the data, right? So it is getting produced every 5 seconds. It is getting produced more data, and it is refreshing the data. Okay, if I run now, it will be more 15, right? So this kind of we can do it, right? So this is how we can produce the data, and our data stream can help. AWS Kinesis data stream can help the data to collect the data and put place the data into the Redshift. Okay, and on top of that, we can perform different analytics, and also Redshifts can be connected to another different application like Tableau or Looker or some other applications within the AWS, right? And it can use their data for analytics purpose. Okay. Now, a few more things we can do like uh, here, if you want to read these different columns, right? So how we can do is like, let me create another view, okay, view number 3, and what I'm going to do is I'll just uncomment these, okay. So if I create this material view again, simulator 3, why it is not getting created? Okay, because I did not place the comma over here. Yeah. So as soon as I just create, so it has been created, and then the simulator number 3, right? So I would do is in simulator 3, I would refresh it, not this one, and then I would be listing. Okay. So let me run it. So I'm just doing the select all. I'll just run it again actually, basically. So you said that there are, in this view also all the record has come. Okay. So if you look at here, so these columns came, right? These prop times and thing ID individually. So you can place prop, thing ID and times, right? So that they have come. So this is how you can create the streaming application basically, and place the data into data warehouse for analytics purpose. So one more thing you can do is where to schedule this, right? So let me do one thing. I'll just stop it actually. I'll just stop this program so that it won't produce now. Okay. Yeah, it has been stopped. So now it won't produce the data now, and this is the final data you can see over here. Up to 49. Yeah, 49 total record has been produced now. So now what you can do a few more things. Right? Go to the query editor, right? And you go to the this one simulator 3. Let's say you want to schedule this refresh activity also. So because you are running the refresh on manual basis, okay, but you can schedule it within the Redshift cluster. So refresh materialize view MV. So you can schedule this query. So you click on schedule and you give the IAM role and you give the what cluster, this is the same cluster, database name, right? Dev is the database name. What is the user, AWS user? Okay, schedule query name. So you can give the name of the schedule. What is the query? This one, refresh 3, and then run frequency. You can specify, minute or 2 minutes or something. So if I do 2 minutes, it will be refreshing, and then save the changes. So this schedule will be saved over here. So if you look at the cluster and you know so all the schedule will be placed over here, I guess. Let me check. If you go to the properties, right? So probably there are scheduled, yeah, integration IP address. Currently, we don't have schedule, so I was just checking where is the schedule. Yeah, see the schedule, right? So if you create the schedule would be listed over here. So that's how you can create a schedule basically. So finally, you can remove all those resources, right? So that's all for the day. So we have learned how data